Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn, and this is a twin flame reading. I'm a little bit displaced today, so please bear with me. It's not my usual spot. This reading was done yesterday for the twin flames, both the masculine and the feminine. It is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. It's for the divine masculine and feminine within the masculine and feminine, and each having their own masculine and feminine within them. So for today is the 29th. It's my son's birthday actually today. The reading done on the 28th yesterday. It was very interesting stuff that came up there. The 28 is the twin flames. It's the Two of Wands. In the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which you see in front of you, the Two of Wands is literally like two flames. And the day adds up to 42 yesterday, which is the 42 is a 6, but it's also the Two of Cups. So we had the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. So very much about the one-to-one energy yesterday. And then today is the 3-to-3 energy, the Three of Cups and the Three of Wands, the coming together, the being present in the moment, and the celebrating, and just having fun, perhaps socializing today. So yesterday was about the twos. Today is more about the threes. So I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck that you see in front of you at 9 o'clock even, so 9:00. So a lot of source energy behind that, backing it up. I actually got up at 8:08 yesterday morning too. And at 9:24, which is the Hermit and the 24, the Queen of Wands, I was getting Eat Wheel, and it totally took me to Animal from the Muppets. And then I was getting the eel as well, which can represent a snake-like animal. So however that relates for you. At 9:41, it was like the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups reversed were coming up between the self and the other. And each other has been coming up a lot in the reads lately as well. And 9 and 41 is the Hermit and the Ace of Cups, the self-love, the spiritual love, the new love. So I finished clarifying the read, and I'm going to show you that as well. So that's the full read there. See if I can get it a little bit more clear for you. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So I finished at 9:44. And that's the Hermit and the Four of Cups. The grounding and integrating and mastering of love, but it also can be boredom and apathy. The major arcana for this read were Luna, which is the moon, Justice, Guidance, which is like the Hierophant, Shadow, which is like the devil, and the Wheel, or the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune. And then after the read, the Transition, or Death card also came up. We had 2 cups, 2 wands, and 2 swords. So very much about the twos yesterday. Again, we have 2, 2, 2 here, along with the 2 of wands and the 2 of cups coming up in the day's date, along with 28 and 42. The Queen of Cups came up, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Swords as the court cards in the read. Before the read, the Page of Swords came up, and the King of Pentacles. And after the read, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles came up. We had, as far as the numbers and the code line, it was all about intuition, which was very interesting, the way that broke down today. And the numbers that came up that were really significant here were the 1 of the masculine, the 2 of the feminine, and the 44 of the mastering. And then we had 9, 10 begin again, and again. So reminding you to keep your vibration high and just keep coming back to center, keep coming back to center. Start over again and again and again. So 1 was very significant here, the 44 and the 9, 10, and then the 14, which is the Temperance card, or the angels, the higher love. And then in a lesser sense, 13, which is the Death card, and 34 of the 8 of Wands also came up. But that was it. There was very few numbers in the read today, or yesterday. But the reading for yesterday was for this time period. And the code line was all about intuition, and the number 4 came up, which is the Emperor. And 222, like I told you, and 44 and 1. That was it for the numbers, besides 13, 34, and 49 as well. 49 is the 9 of Cups, the Get Your Wish card. So, the code line. So, Pi was coming up, that symbol of Pi, the TT of the temper tantrum. That also can be toggling up with the T's, And the T's also represent the key here. And the set number 77 was coming up, which is the sovereign. So the keys, or the pi, the 77 of the Sophia, the sovereignty of the Sophia, having the keys to love the fool, expands the fool in divine creation, co-creation. The King and Queen of Wands, the Sophia and Christ God, was literally the message here coming up. So again, the Christos Sophia, the expand and the contract, the S Sophia, panned, which is like the curtain or veil, and then the C of the contract, the Christ and the tract, or the tract in which the curtain hangs on. The veil, the curtain, or then the tract together. The perpendicular, the vertical pillar of the feminine and the horizontal pillar of the masculine, and the shadowy phi, the expansion and contraction of them. So we go up and down between 3D and 5D. We go side to side from the masculine and the feminine, back and forth. So the pi energy also representing the balanced human inside themselves without expanding outside themselves into the etheric realms or the 5D world. And the SMA was coming up, which is the superior mesenteric artery, which is the main feeder for your intestines. So that message was coming up about being the main feeder, where two vie, both the King and the Queen of Wands, the clear and wiseness of the feminine energy, and the master of drama, the one who can master his energies over the dramatic situations and transmutation. The masculine and the feminine side, the Sophia and the Christ God, the shadowy expansion and contraction of the heart. In you and I, between two T's, which are like towers, two towers, connection. In intuition, and intuition breaks down in, and I brought this up before, in twit, and then ion means connection. So in twit, connection. But if you write down twit, it's literally two towers. The two T's are towers around you and I. In you and I, within the two towers, is connection. So anchor up and anchor down. Then I was also hearing trunk hers. So anchor. So there's like anchor up is going up into the attic. So somebody's trunk, her trunk, to go into her trunk, you may find something that you're looking for. Anchoring up, and then anchor down was coming up as hunker down, or bunker. And then I was getting Archie Bunker, but also Archie and Veronica and Scooby-Doo, because I pull Scooby-Doo cards. And Scooby being the third wheel. Eat drums came up there. So again, with animal, the eat wheel was coming up as referencing the animal, because here now we have Scooby-Doo as the animal being the third energy, or the third wheel, to balance it out, right? Because when the dog aggravates you, then you guys side with each other, because he's like a distraction for the two of you for the two of you to get on the same page. Eat drums. And again, the feminine energy associates with the little drummer boy. So if the little drummer boy is drumming too much, well, then you get the animal to eat their drums, and then he'll pay more attention to you. So the third energy, the driving force, the dog ate your drums. Archie, Veronica, and Veronica are pissed. The pie, the temper tantrums, the toggling up times two, the twin towers, the main feeder, the fool's gold coin begets fool's gold coin, the divine co-creation, where two vie, the clear channel or the note, and the support for emergencies of drama, or the staff. And then what was coming up here is of Florida, which represents keys, or off LA, which represents the angels, the city of angels. So that the Florida keys was coming up, which is fluid. Also piano, orange, and sphere were coming up around Florida. And then with LA was coming up city of angels, of expansion, of la, 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 la. So of song or singing in the etheric realms. The dark etheric realms. And then MES was coming up. which can be like a mess hall, but also means knife, cleaver, blade, the middle, the month, to put, place, set. It also means my, mess, and mesh. Also, an opening to something. An artificial fertilizer, table, butt, coward, teat, like the small bird, the metal frame of a backpack as well, or in other words, the support, the frame. So MES was coming up here in order to add into the message. And since piano, orange, and sphere came up, I immediately got Orion when orange came up, but then the piano, and then Elton John Lennon came up. So they were breaking up Elton John and then Lennon, and El being Elohim. And how did I break this up? And then Mary, Eve, and Sophia were coming up along with the Elohim. So that was very interesting. Elton John Lennon, and then Mary, Eve, Sophia, or the Elohim. The Elohim toggle up on the Jesus human, the HN of the Han, which is Chinese and also Han Solo, but also has other meanings, or the Elohim to Jesus, which is Johan, which Johan can be spelled many different ways. The Johan can be Hans, John, Johans, and then Johan or Yohanan, which is the original word. The masculine Hebrew name of Yehohanan, the meaning is God or Yahweh is gracious. And in the Malay surname, it means champion. So Yahweh, rod and staff, co-create with W between co-creation. So literally the YHWH of Yahweh is the rod and staff co-creating. So the Y is coming up as the rod and staff together, co-creating with the two H's in Yahweh, which is the masculine and the feminine, each doing their chair dance in the 3D. And then the W, co-creating with W between, co-creation. The Y in the road, the moment, the gift. Johanan, the high priest, in the Second Temple about 400 BCE, also references to John the Apostle and the Baptist. And then Joanna is literally the feminine name of Johanan. It literally has the same letters, it's just the last two letters are switched around. Instead of AN, NA. And I just told you an example of NA for salt for the feminine and AN for the masculine the other day. That came up in the code line. So then I wrote Joanna, and oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. So that was coming up for someone. And then an example of Johan's coming up. So Jose ben Johanan was coming up, which is the Chief Justice of the Sanhedrin, 2 BCE in Jerusalem. So each pair back then, one was an NASI, which can represent where Nazi came from, because Nazi, NASI, means prince or president. So each pair back here, one was the Nazi or prince or president, and the other was the Chief Justice. So the other was O Beit Din, the Chief Justice of Sanhedrin. So both of these guys were opposed to Hellenism, which had to do with Greek ideas, not theirs. And they supported the Halakhic, a collective body of the Jewish religious laws based on mitzvah, or biblical commandments. So it was very interesting because it described them as the lash of the Ishkolat, which means wise men, and in parentheses it said bunches of grapes. And what does that sound like? Well, if you listen to me all the time, we did a video about the south of France and the Knights Templar. And the bunches of grapes had to do with the blue apples and the dark grapes in the south of France. So the blue apples are coming up again here. And and it also meant abounding with wisdom. And the orange was coming up definitely as Orion, and then the blue of the apples. And the eshkolot, the wise men, the bunches of grapes or grapes of wrath I was getting. So then I was getting I went online because they were guiding me to Johann to see what else was coming up, because something was coming up from the Bible. So from John, what came up here was John 6:5-3, and this is all from openbible.info at 11:11. This started. Jesus said, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you." Okay, so this is that misinterpretation of the needing to eat the Son of Man, eat your child, which is the issues of the adrenochrome that's going on right now. A misinterpretation of words, right? Because there's so many different perspectives. Someone can read a sentence. From Amos 1:1-15, the Lord, and this was talking about punishments, so I didn't write down the whole thing. And there's a few lines I might paraphrase just to take a few little words out. But the Lord roars from Zion. And as I wrote Zion, they were showing me that Zion was actually the capital N, which for me is the Christ symbol in my alphabet, turned over. So Jesus Christ knocked over in connection and cut off the inhabitants from the valley of Avon, and him who holds the scepter, or the rod I was getting, from Beth Eden. The people of Syria shall go into exile to Ker, says the Lord. And then K is energy, and IR is, the lowercase I is the chakra system. And when I looked up my alphabet to see what I had written down for the definition of the lowercase r, it was coming up as, the lowercase r was coming up as the family tree and the spine connections. So he who holds the rod of the divine feminine, the vertical pillar from Eden or Eve, and the people of Sirius into exile to Ker, or the energy of the chakra system, the family tree and the spine connections. The Sirius twins, the 2x2s of the 144,000, the 72 2x2s, exiled to earth for tempting Eve from the Garden of Eden and enslaving the divine feminine. And that was the message I was getting from that piece from the Bible. So then we have Psalm 23, 1-6, Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. And then I was getting Louis Pasteur. He leads me beside still waters, being still emotions. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, your feminine and masculine, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint me my head with oil. My cup overflows, which is coming up as the heart to the third eye, the cup being the third eye and the heart, the Holy Grail. So then from Corinthians 6:12 came up, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be enslaved by anything. And then John 21:15-20 said, Jesus to Simon Peter, feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my sheep. And when you were young, basically you did what you wanted, right? So when you're old, there will be another dressing you to carry you where you don't want to go. And then Mark came up from 10:17-31. Jesus, why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone. And good is the word God with another zero there. More source embodiment of the human. You know the commandments: murder, adultery, stealing, bearing false witness, defraud, honoring your father and mother, all of that stuff. And then was saying here in this piece, you lack poverty. Sell all and give to the poor, and you will have treasures in heaven, and come follow me. So when Amos came up, the movie Made in Heaven came up for me for some reason. I think the guy who was like the gatekeeper in heaven, his name was Amos. I can't remember, but for some reason that's triggering something for me. So the movie Made in Heaven, which if you've never seen it, it's an old movie, but it was one of my favorite movies. And it's so much connected to the twin journey. So to be good is to be God, with an extra zero there, another more source backing you up. So it's like source being even more source to be good. So then Isaiah came up, 11:37 to 38 was the time, which is the King and Queen of Cups. Isaiah 2, 1 through 22, the house of the Lord established as the highest mountain and lifted above the hills. And then when I was reading the hills, I was getting the White House. And all nations shall flow to it. He shall judge between the nations and decide disputes for many peoples, and shall beat their swords into plowshares, spears into pruning hooks. The nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. And then Genesis came up 1 to 31, and this was at 11:44 the time, 11 being justice, 44 the mastering, the grounding and integrating of love. God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God said light was good, or light was God, and separated from darkness, which is called night, and the light was called day, right? So basically from what's being said here, light equals good, and good equals God plus zero, and the human embodiment of God. So the light is in light. The light within and the light without are different, right? Because one's 3D light and one's 5D light. The love within and the love without. The sight within and the sight without, right? So the sight within is your third eye. The sight without is to see with your human eyes. And then the sound within and without. The sound within is to listen, whereas the sound without is to hear, which you all know is something very different. So the etheric and ground of the etheric and grounding here of the inner and the outer, and the space between, which is the human experience. The unity the unity is coming up as the smell and taste, to join in feasts and to enjoy with each other, to feed in divine intervention, to know you are real, which then the sixth sense comes in. So you notice I mentioned all the senses. We have love and light, which is coming up as, light is coming up as sight, and love is coming in as sound. And then we have the sight, sound, taste, and smell are coming up as unity, to join the feast, to feel divine intervention, to know you are real, which then is the third eye, knowing when you are real, because all of a sudden you wake up and you think you're going crazy, and you're using your third eye to your crown and outside yourself, in other words, your sixth sense. So what did I miss here? Oh, smell. So that's, I'm getting like that group is coming all in together, because it has to do with connecting with the others, the smell, the taste, and the, oh, what did I miss? Oh, the feeling. I didn't miss it yet. Because it's all, the feeling part is all related to the human experience, just to be human. So the orange was coming up earlier. So the orange planet came up, and Jupiter is considered the orange planet, which is also Sagittarius, and I always call God Saggy, because that comes up in my code line. So the orange planet was coming up here, like it's really considered yellow and orange by different people, but that would be 24 karat gold. The Jupiter of Sagittarius, expansive of God, and then Saturn being yellowish brown as opposed to yellowish orange, more, the dirt is more grounded, but it's also indicative of illness. The Mercury is coming up as gray, Uranus green, and this is from newscientist.com. the way the planets are actually seen. Uranus would be the green planet, Neptune the blue, both kind of blue, but the Uranus more green. Venus as a white planet is the way it's described, but it actually is much like the moons with a lot of gray in it. And the sun is actually white behind the yellow light, and Mars being red. So a lot about the planets and the different colors, and purple came up as aliens then, because that would be outside our human experience. The Neptune and Uranus of blue and gold, or excuse me, blue and Neptune and Uranus were coming up as green and blue, but the gold is the Jupiter. So it's coming up as Jupiter of the gold and the blue of the Neptune and Uranus, and then the green and blue of Neptune and Uranus. And then so where was the pink coming in? So someone had asked what planet is pink, and there's actually a magenta planet that is magenta because of the heat makes it glow, and that's called GJ. G, God, Jesus, J for Jesus, 504b, pink gas, 4 times the mass of Jupiter, and 460 degrees, and 46 with 0 behind it is God backing up the 46, which is the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden loving each other, the inner children. Pluto is dark red, yellow, orange, light blue. It's got all different colors. And so is Earth. Earth is considered marble blue, and maybe a tinge of yellowish, red with the mountains coming in. And Earth and Venus being sister planets, similar in size, but Venus is more white and maybe rose pink marble as opposed to Earth, which is more blue marble. And that was coming up at 12:21. So something else I want to bring up before I start the read, you notice that Elton John Lennon came up in the beginning of this read. And then after yesterday doing this read, I did Lori Ladd's meditation that she had done on her channel before I went to sleep last night. And it was just before 12, which I didn't realize until after I did the meditation, because as soon as she started the meditation, John and Elton John were coming. John Lennon and Elton John came in for me, and literally John was telling me that he really liked my song, Christ O Sophia. And Elton John wasn't really saying anything, but John was talking to me. It was very literal. And then Michael Jackson was coming in, and then Michael and John were talking about my song and how they might do an arrangement for that song, what would work. And it was so cool. It was very, very real. And I noticed that as soon as I connected with Elton and John, it was exactly midnight. And then Lori, on her meditation video, because she's doing a guided meditation here, as soon as I saw John and I listened to John, she says, "Just imagine." It was so cool. I look at the clock. As soon as she said that, I was like blown away. I looked at the clock. It was 12:01. So they came in at 12 on the dot, right at the stroke of midnight. And then she said, "Just imagine," at 12:01 as we go into the new realm. And the time here at Earth and Venus is 12:21. How cool is that? Also, I watched a movie last night that was 144 minutes. And I was on a plane today. And she literally said an hour and 45 minutes. And then she raised her voice and said, an hour and 44 minutes. So there was your 144 again. And so we started this read with the moon reversed, which is called Luna in the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. And beneath it, 4 cards down, was the 3 of Swords reversed, the 10 of Wands reversed, the Page of Swords upright, and the King of Pentacles upright. Deception looms, or getting up before dawn, after healing and forgiving, laying down all your burdens. And I just realized I talked to my sister-in-law today, and her name is Dawn. So that was coming up, and I got up really early today. So dumping a load off, confessing in massage of or to the King of Pentacles, or talkative child with the King of Pentacles up early together. Deception in a split lie divide, or dealing with BS or getting to the truth, seeking clarity and presence. The King of Pentacles offers help or proposes to third-party High Priestess upright and the Magician reversed, or Pisces and Virgo, perhaps insecure, without tools, or being manipulative, or the Knight of Pentacles, workhorse, loyal, humble servant, offers help with social distancing and or bad or negative influences or groups, partiers or antisocial behavior, or realizes they're working for a group they no longer resonate with. Perhaps they're too religious or too pure and or insecure at 1231, which is the Hangman, and the Five of Wands, the expansion, the conflict, the fighting, the battles, but also the pursuit of happiness. Or besides feeling that they're too religious or pure or insecure or manipulative, or they don't know how to keep the negative energies or influences out of their energy, or learning to clear, or, do your spiritual work every day. Or there may be a negative group or third party over the lies, or a split, and insecure at the present time, with Pisces upright and Cancer reversed, Gemini reversed or Virgo reversed, impatient angel, fallen Sagittarius, or losing patience or no longer patient in an energetic exchange or expressing feelings, desires, or love, with the Hermit upright or Virgo, and the Magician reversed or Gemini reversed at war, or guarded towards a negative group at a successful workplace or place of co-creation, the Star or Healer or Dream job, or Aquarius upright but Sagittarius and Gemini reversed, unhappy and infecting the others. Trinity aligned with dark block or lead walls or moldy walls or of a doorway, or tainted by bad influences, gossips, drinkers, antisocial, or over-socializing behavior at work. And a bird may be taking flight, so there may be someone leaving, or no longer sitting under a tree, while one is flying somewhere, another waters grounds or the plants, who's very trustworthy, or fully exposed, perhaps changing up wall hangings, or something changes while they're away. Three of Pentacles upright and the Three of Cups reversed here, with finances good, but emotions alarming, or a fire drill perhaps. Hues of the planets, the fabric of our lives, peaches, pink, yellows, and teals, or girls arguing about outfits, or conflicted about what to wear, all in a tizzy. And that's funny too. My daughter just went out to do a quick job, and she was kind of, running around trying to get herself ready. So conflicted about what to wear, all in a tizzy, or comparing notes, perhaps like a competition, as all his hard work is falling to the floor, or working really hard on a gift, and all they care about is buying the next. Or only the Divine Masculine is working, and co-workers or ladies who lunch are just talking and not getting anything done. Perhaps he's in on the weekends and doing overtime, or fixing machines or parts himself or herself in order to save money, or redecorating yourself. Reconciliation comes up here, and beneath that was children, that your children are affecting your love life. There's no peace or peaceful place to go. The Empress upright is completely dissatisfied, or ending a family or emotional cycle, overdone or overdue, inequity, imbalance, debt, or just scammed. Perhaps someone had 3 but lost 6, and now all are unhappy with the Empress at the top, and or cut out the sound of music. Someone might have cut out the sound of music and her own heart. So someone's getting, cracking down on people. And there may be an Empress at work that people don't like, or that could be the matriarch of the family as well, who's cutting the good parts of work out, like the music that they're allowed to listen to. This could be at home as well. Or now she's taking charge. And so maybe someone left or someone stepped down, so now the Empress has to step in. The Dark Priestess with low cleavage and pink hood, an open book, a devil in disguise, or feeling castrated by her, or bird in hand after jealous rage, or cheating scenario with big love at work, deception, or up before dawn to go there, to get away from home. Pisces upright, Capricorn upright, Scorpio reversed, Cancer reversed here, or gave keys to the wrong person. And it's like the person saying, F me, like I'm so stupid. I can't believe I just gave the keys to the wrong person. Or a babysitter, tutor, house sitter of a friend, maybe taunting or taunting them with the keys, like, here, boy, come and get 'em, and hiding her feet and jiggles. Big love in or by the logs, herbs cooking, or tea or grass in her hair at 104, which is the magician and the emperor, evidence of foul play, or forcing herself on him to get back at his twin. And then I'm getting the Alanis Morissette again, where she's saying, can you feel it? And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. So that's coming up. Or someone had an affair in a log cabin, or with swingers in the mountains. Lobster claw clasp and pearl, Pisces and Scorpio reversed, and Capricorn, where Pisces and Capricorn are upright, and Cancer reversed between, or watch out for Scorpios and Cancers this full moon, Halloween, or Pisces excitedly waiting their arrival, and water signs don't travel happily, or crabby getting up too early for flight or trip, perhaps. Relationship change, which is 56, came up here, which is the 2 of Swords, knowing and keeping it to yourself. And beneath that, time out, which is 37, the King of Cups. If can get around all of this, there is big love to be had. Perhaps Scorpio and Cancer are the bodyguards, or perhaps your kids are your bodyguards. The Queen of Cups Hermit, or Virgo High Priestess, or her with a secret or psychic abilities and announcing, waking, or yelling downstairs, all aboard on the love train. Music and whistles blow as the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, or just that dream family, healing and shining their light, all suddenly, or epiphanies, or sudden explosion, eruption, or crack in the wall, or hemorrhoid flare, or fireworks go off. Virgo, Pisces hiding from Aquarius, or the face behind judgment call, the announcement or wake-up call, or treasure awaits as someone hits, sudden stardom, and a little imp is in on the cash, and Turtle is slow to notice this, or there's a catch. A strange little critter comes with the gift, an inheritance, or a win. Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo behind the scenes, or animal under the deck, or other pest deceivingly potent, or causes damage or flood, or real stardom with bottom feeders just waiting to leech on. Sudden deception of early alarm, stardom imbalanced with deception all around, or 2 moody Cancers. And Aquarius stealing all the attention, which is unfair, or they feel it's unfair, the other people, in a relationship change. In the recent past here is justice reversed, the injustice of synchronicities, having too many options perhaps, or heaven in your eyes, choosing a new path, confusing, and the Knight of Wands on your tail, or you're just so ready to get moving away from the wounded warrior victim mentality, sulking in the aftermath of news, message, or child spreading the word, or advertising, or stepping up their game or game plan. The Sovereign is grounding and integrating the Knight of Pentacles offer, and the Page of Pentacles too, and the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, is backing them up here. The 3 seem to belong together, or a family visiting together, sovereign child, and then taking off for fun and new path or travel, or vacationing together at 132, which is the Magician, and the 6 of Wands. Or it could be a birthday or other kind of celebration. Perhaps Cancer reversed and Libra reversed are upset with Scorpio, or Scorpio and Aquarius are getting attention for very different reasons. So the Aquarius is shining at 133, which is the Magician and the Christ energy, the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself, or perhaps fending off others, especially if there's fame involved here. It could be people trying to fend off unwanted advances. Aquarius shining, Scorpio exposure, blowing their top, their crown, their cover, or their mind out of the water. The foundation here is the 4 of Wands upright, the home, the union, the celebration, the injustice, overworking, or something not working out, or leaving the job. Dead tired, after a death, or in a near-death experience, or taking forever to end. At 140, the Magician and now the Page of Cups, healing and forgiving, the King of Wands reversed, or Scorpio reversed, Libra reversed, both healing from the King of Wands reversed, perhaps a false shaman, or abusive men in general. This can also just be someone who's just exhausted or sick, the King of Wands reversed. The central energy here is the Queen of Cups upright, with 2 to 3 kids perhaps, or the Page of Wands reversed and the Page of Pentacles upright, fire and earth, constantly kids who are messaging. The Page of Wands reversed plays bored, and the Page of Pentacles is always curious or a good student, or frustrated by news or message, but seeing it as an opportunity to learn or an invitation. So this is about 2 energies seeing things very different ways. The Page of Pentacles upright is always seeing an opportunity in things to learn, whereas the Page of Wands reversed is seeing a reason to complain or have a tantrum. 2 recovering from being left behind, or the Queen of Cups visiting with the family or friends to be kid-like again and have fun or recover together. The block for the twins here is the King of Wands reversed, released by the Queen of Swords upright, or released by what she said. Or the King of Wands reversed is just exhausted defending themselves or fending off others' advances, perhaps women around the world or neighborhood, or the Seal Divine Feminine and the dream, family, business, community, or legacy. The Emperor's on a quest, or after the Queen of Swords, or charge, which can be a credit card as well. Follow that car. Oh, and that just is bringing up Notting Hill as well again, where they follow the cars at the end to get her there in time, or get him there in time. Or now willing to fight for her, or has her back. Perhaps Aries and Libra, and the Emperor Fool after the Queen of Swords with Libra reversed, has clarity of the Divine Feminine's heart and of reaping rewards of the Emperor Page of Wands reversed. Foolish, inner child, or Aries child, and the Knight of Swords reversed holding their tongue or lashing out at the injustice in the aftermath of sudden events, epiphanies, or between Libra reversed and Scorpio reversed, and Aries both upright and reversed, perhaps, going back and forth between sides. And now crowning for the twins is the Ace of Cups upright. That self-love, spiritual love, new love, overflowing, allowing waterworks to fall, performing, juggling at work or 5D co-creation in union or from home, working on details with loyal friend out in the cold, quiet as a mouse, or up before dawn when all the world's asleep, the questions run so deep for such a simple man, in exile, out in the cold, destitute, injured or ill, or trying to figure out a solution to a problem to help those out in the cold, or unable to control the sudden events we're all experiencing, perhaps not aroused or doesn't think it's funny, or why something is important 1 minute, or somebody may be impotent 1 minute and not the next, or can't conceive something or conceptualize something. An announcement, judgment, or wake-up call regarding savings, grounding, or being more moderate, or holding on to a big love. Rebirth to a more simple life, a time when things were easier and more enjoyable, perhaps working from home to save money and have more time with family. The Queen of Wands dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, or dumping it all on the King of Swords reversed, who's now pissed, at 205, which is the High Priestess, and the 5 of the Hierophant. The Queen of Swords frustrated and unable to understand or unable to get what she wants at 205, which is the High Priestess and the 5 of the Hierophant again, or she may be refusing to work or go back to work. Aries is bossy and Libra is pissed as she sits around doing nothing or shopping all day, or the Queen of Wands upright and the Knight of Swords reversed are the King of Swords reversed kids pissing him off. Perhaps one is just like him and the other one's like the mother. New love with Sovereign upright and Emperor upright, which this is like the 3rd day in a row that the Emperor and the Sovereign have been coming up together, which can represent a father and daughter, but also can represent partners. Connecting in the 5D world, a strong bond, a veil unable to break, sunshine and happiness, full energy, awakened, enlightened, and the Knight of Cups, full in love at 210, which is the High Priestess and a turn for the better, the Wheel of Fortune, and kids perhaps surprised. The Page of Pentacles an opportunity or perhaps a surprise invitation, but the Knight of Swords reversed, Libra, and Aries reversed are at war, or Aries is hunting down Libra, Scorpio. Kids holding back time, money, and effort from Cancer, or perhaps they're saving for a new car, or Capricorn and Cancer have both been holding back all the suffering and purging they've been going through or experienced and learning to reap the rewards and daydream. Be still, my heart. Pisces upright, Leo upright, Capricorn upright, Cancer upright. Here. Soon as the Queen of Swords offering bliss to themselves, clear about lovers and her own affections with the King of Pentacles. Embarrassed, perhaps the King of Pentacles was embarrassed by them in the past, or letting kids run wild, or bad memories of their own childhood. Dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, or confessing they're dead tired and or only confessing after the fact, or Scorpio dumping on the King of Pentacles and kids or twins, out of control Leo or ego or Capricorn or temptation. The twin flames see themselves as the Four of Swords upright, in that 5D connection with good news leading the way to recover or reopen, let someone back in, or open a business back up, and the Page of Cups reversed feeling rejected, vulnerable, or spoiled and never satisfied, released, and the Knight of Cups upright offering love or proposing to marry the Queen of Cups if she'll have him, or the Knight of Cups showing love to the Hierophant, establishment, religion, marriage, or Taurus, and the Queen of Cups is so over it, or the Knight of Cups with offers from an institution or, a job offer, or multiple job offers, while together with the Queen of Cups, healing, loss, regret, but doing well, and the Page of Cups reversed without news of a job yet. So that could be a younger person in the family. Both twins on their way, mostly recovered by now, dealing with family, co-workers, friends, or kids, but focused now on each other. Retreat comes up, deception, you deserve love, and wedding. And then I was getting weddings. That's coming up from Billy Idol. So that could be, somebody could have a shotgun wedding because it's that kind of energy. Both proposals and rejections here for jobs and for marriages, or Taurus or religion or institution trying to stop the Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups from coming together. At 231, which is the High Priestess and the Five of Wands, expanding, fighting, conflict, or the pursuit of happiness, as the Knight of Cups perhaps gets a job and moves. Perhaps the Journeyman and the Queen of Cups, both with good news. Around the twin flames, or how they are seen, is guidance or guides, or Taurus, religion, establishment, perhaps marital cheating, lying, or stealing, or running away from the energetic exchange with the Queen of Wands looking the other way. At 233, which is the High Priestess and the 33 of the Christ vibration, or the Seven of Wands, deception here, or gotta run, impatient Queen of Pentacles reversed and King of Cups reversed, or can't wait to see the Queen of Wands and getting up really early, or Cancer sending lots of love, but gotta run or go away. Or Cancer reversed and or Sag reversed are triggered by the Queen of Wands vampiring energy off of them by pulling them in and pushing them away. Just enough to keep you there and get mad at you and leave you wondering where you went wrong, lowering your vibration, a manipulation trick. Following internal guidance system, knowing when to walk or run, Taurus coming up here as the sign of politicians, or Taurus upright, Cancer reversed, or Sag reversed, out the back Jack, wishing the Queen of Wands well, but then leaving. Impatient and up at dawn, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups reversed are waiting, taking the high road, when hurt perhaps or upset, and the block for the twins being the shadow or doing the shadow work, on perhaps temptation here, or the Capricorn's wave, like a religious minister or a police officer's child. The more you restrict them, or Saturn, the more they run wild, or Jupiter. The war within of ego and children, and who's the boss, of who with light being shed upon it by a counselor or professional or old wise one, or the hermit of the Virgo or researcher with humble heart, the little lion's heart or Regulus, which is the constellation where Regulus has 2 sets of twins. Intuition again comes up here, in, twit, ion, or connection. And even more so coming up here for the twins is communication and physical activity. No reunion with Leo reversed or using intuition around negative influences as destiny awaits. The devil or Capricorn waves, or there's a temptation here, being ignored, not going for that one again, not going to be tricked again, or bored of their tactics, or the Knight of Swords reversed is not saying what they're really wanting to say. Or Libra and Capricorn are considering an offer, or taking it for granted because they're so used to getting their way whenever they snap their fingers. Destined love, the Queen of Cups, without peace, with Libra reversed or Scorpio reversed, or stuck in the injustice of a cleanup in the aftermath of sudden events or epiphanies, or unfairness of the justice system at large, or anyone with that much power for that matter. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, unhappy without each other or missing each other, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, resisting the ending or transformation. Sovereign and the Constant Gardener, the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. And in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, the 7 of Pentacles very much represents the Divine Feminine's heart. Connecting in the sun, or fully exposed or wide awake. Capricorn reversed and Cancer upright, 2 sides of the same coin. Suffering in silence, stressed out, or didn't sleep well. Unhappy alone, uncomfortable emotions, about leaving it all behind perhaps, and the Knight of Cups, perhaps over coffee, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, ends and taking forever for her to accept it. Dreams come true, and or healing, stardom, receiving an offer of love from Libra, or that which is destined at 259, which is the High Priestess and the 5 of Swords, which can be the enemy or the victory, depends on your perspective. And there may be a Knight of Cups versus the King of Pentacles energy as well. So it's not Knight, but both Kings. King of Cups is a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And then the King of Pentacles, an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. And there could be some kind of competition between the two, whether they're partners, friends, brothers. That's definitely coming up here. And that can be lovers as well. So at 301, which is the Empress and the Magician, the King of Cups dumped multiple loads and or attachments, perhaps slimming down or doing yard sale, or found the one. And that's all I need. Just this and this lamp and this ashtray. Deception and suffering in silence, or early rise without good sleep, standing up for self or standing ground, fending off all others, clearing the way for the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands reversed, who are dead tired or trying to figure it all out. Healing in the sun, or by exposing all, the King of Pentacles now speaks. Or after healing and forgiving and some fun in the sun, with or without kids, the King of Wands reversed becomes the King of Pentacles upright, au naturel, in unity consciousness, speaking on it. Yay! At 307, the Empress and the Chariot, healing others with his sunny disposition, healing and confessing the Page of Swords, a message, and the King of Pentacles, deception, Cancer, or early rise, or at the past new moon, home resting with guidance, or perhaps a Taurus, religion, establishment, or marriage, and the injustice or Libra reversed, and Queen of Cups, challenged by the King of Wands reversed, whether he's sick, exhausted, or out of control with his temper. The Queen of Swords with truth and shadow work, spreading love, self-love, spiritual love, and new love, destined, or Libra unhappy alone without the Knight of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles reversed death, or near-death experience, dark night of the soul, or ending taking forever. Libra and Scorpio, or Scorpio reversed, offering Aquarius love, so Libra is now off the hook, or just destined to be. Libra under the bridge, or bridged troubled waters. At 313, which is the Empress and the Death card, the end. Cancer reversed, Libra reversed, and Scorpio upright here. Home is the Queen of Cups in love, but challenged by the King of Wands reversed shaman. Resting at the beach or in 5D connection, the Queen of Swords is guided through the shadow, and that is destined. Unhappy unless offering love to the Queen of Pentacles reversed or Scorpio reversed, or with 3, there is always an odd man or woman out. 3 times and you're out. With time on the bench or beach to heal and try again. It's never too late to love. At 322, which is the Empress and the Fool in love. Okay. I'm going to pull an energy deck card to tie this all together, see what's going on. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, Mother, Father, Christus, Sophia, Creator, Source, God, love, armor us all with your love, and let's clear all of those negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what is our takeaway from this read for the twin flames today? What is our takeaway? All right. So we have the bottom of the deck. Here is the World. Okay, so the World card came up here on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to show you that. Let me just pull in a little bit here. Okay, so here's the World card. And the cards that came out, and that's number 29, which is the 3 of Wands, being very present, taking a step back to see the big picture here. And this card can represent within or without, right? Going to the etheric realms within, or standing on the moon looking back at the earth. So the cards that came out for you, 29, and here we have 28, which is victory. Also the twin flames of the 28, the 2 of Wands. And this is very Julius Caesar, which just came up yesterday as well. And then we have the Angel of Love, the 49, which is the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups. Okay, so those are the 2 cards that came out, along with the underlying energy of the World. So the World is like coming upright again, straightening all out, as we have victory as being the angels of love. We have 28, 29, which is the 2 of Wands, and then the 3 of Wands, right? Choosing that new path, and then being totally present in the moment. And she's so present in the moment, even though this is the 29 card. They're both right there, because the twin flame is within, connecting, and then that's also without, connecting with the whole world, and within, connecting. And then just 2, the sweetness of the Angel of Love, the 49, the 9 of Cups. Being happy with yourself, being satisfied, getting your wish, and being the genie in the bottle, perhaps giving other people their wish. It's really beautiful energy there. Triumphing over the world, the darkness in the world, with love. I think I'm going to pull a card from the Gilded Tarot too. See what comes up there. So you don't need to see my phone anymore. Sorry about the dirty lower wall there. I'm not at home. Okay. So let's see. One more card from the Gilded Tarot for the twin flames. Okay. All right, with the 10 of Swords reversed, which is, for me, it's the bliss state, right? Because it's the worst over, and then the swords falling out of your back, which is when the end pains is the most pleasure. And then we have the King of Pentacles reversed, which can represent someone being all about money and greedy, but also can be someone who's lost money and status, or just is very ungrounded right now. You know, if they lost a lot. And then we have the King of Swords. Oh, there's some kind of competition here. Now, it came up as the King of Cups and King of Pentacles versus each other, but here the King of Cups could be the same person as the King of Swords. So sometimes they could be emotional, and some maybe they're drinking. So they could have an alcoholic energy, or just over emotional or very detached, which also can be the King of Swords energy. So these two are kind of competing with each other, or they're at war, or not talking to each other. They could be friends on the outs from each other. And then we have the Two of Swords here, reversed, which is getting clarity about the situation. Maybe it's a connection that you don't resonate with anymore. That's just kind of falling by the wayside, and it's been hard to let go of because maybe it's someone you've known all your life or someone you're really close to. And then we have the detox of the Devil reversed and the rejection of the Page of Cups reversed. So that's definitely that situation. And there could be two. So we have the rejection of the Page of Cups reversed, and that could be Capricorn energy as well with the Devil there. And that could be the King of Pentacles. But we also have the Knight of Wands reversed. So neither one are happy. And then all of a sudden, we have a coming together here and celebrating. So whether that's with them coming back together or just letting that go behind and going out and being happy, you know, wanting to have some happiness and not sadness. And then the bottom of the deck is the Fool reversed, which has to do with lacking faith. You know, falling on your face, falling from grace, doing stupid things. Because when you're in fear and you don't have faith in yourself or others, you may do stupid things. This also could be someone out partying and being foolish, right? Maybe drinking too much. Or falling in love. Either which way. And look what's under the Three of Cups is the Knight in Shining Armor there. So there's a couple different storylines there. All right, I'm thinking that's going to be it. It's 101.50. 49 to 50 is the 9 and 10 of Cups. Beautiful. With the two Magicians. Rise and be love, you guys. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.